Going in order, the first cookbook starting from Morth Ruins is right beside Run Forge of Starfall Past, right here in this area. So after you put your marker down, you just go over there and travel to it. You have to jump a few walls and maybe run from a few enemies, but you should get there with no problem. There's a couple misbegotten warriors in the area, so just dodge them the best you can and just keep running until you reach your little marker that you put down. And soon you should see the bug guy just sitting on the ground, digging through the grass like the little bug guy he is. And although his brothers and sisters are quite deadly, this little guy is quite friendly. What's up, little guy? And this will get you Forager Brood Cookbook 1. And also a Glint Slab Firefly, because that's always nice. Forager Brood Cookbook 2 can be found starting at the main gate cross side of Grace. This one is very missable if you don't look around. But headed southeast back toward the big arch, you will find a little path on the right side. Just jump a few rocks and you should stumble upon it. Once you find the trail, just run up it as quickly as you can. There's a couple of ghost doggos, so beware, don't let them bite you on the ankles. It might kill your little horsey. Watch out for the bats, they're really dirty bats. It's best just to run past them because there's not really any notable items on the way to this Grace. But soon you will find it. But once you make it to the Cliff Road terminus side of Grace, just head straight to the south. And just keep riding along. And go toward this little blood golem thingy. He's a dick. But you keep running up this hillside, and soon you will find the Bugman, digging through the grass like the Bugman he is. Talk to him and you will receive Forager Brood Cookbook 2. Cookbook 3 can be found at the Elk River downstream side of Grace. Just call your loyal steed and jump down some rocks over a waterfall. There's some dirty birdies, but they don't bite, so just keep going. If you head to the left and jump on this big rock, you will find a pot hanging by a waterfall. If you shoot this pot, you will get a bell bearing to buy crafting items at the Twin Maiden Husks. I have a separate video about that if you want to check that out as well. But you keep hugging this cliffside here and just keep running, and eventually you should stumble upon the bug, which is right here. There's a bunch of golden dirty goats in the area, so beware not to get electrocuted. But you talk to him and you will receive Forager Brood Cookbook 3. To get the Cookbook 4, you have to start at High Road Cross side of Grace. And we're gonna travel up here to beside the Church of the Crusade. So once again, just call your loyal steed and just head that way. You can place a marker down if you want, it's up to you. There's a fire golem in the area if you haven't murdered him yet. They are pretty tough guys, so beware. I like to call them wicker men. Maybe that's what they are, I don't know. But you can call them whatever you want. There's a few Mesmer soldiers in the area, so just run around them. But you go past the church a little ways, and soon you should stumble upon the bug. But this bug's different from the rest. This bug seems to be hurt, and when you try to talk to him, he doesn't want to talk back. So you just go to your inventory and throw him a warming stone down to make him good as new. But he still won't talk to you. He's still got some healing to do. So you'll just go back to the site of grace, and then you'll call your trusty steed and head over to that bug who you just healed once again. And after you visit him a second time, he will give you Forager Brood Cookbook 4. And also a Shadow Sunflower, because that's always nice. You're such a good bug, yes you are. I'm glad you're feeling better, buddy. Starting at the North Ruin side of Grace, we're gonna travel to get the Cookbook 5. We're gonna head toward this way and place a marker down in this little archway on the water. And then we're gonna travel through it under a little tunnel system and out into a very bird-infested area. So, once again, call your trusty steed and head toward the marker. There's a black knight riding around on a horse, so just be wary of him. And a couple of these glowworm thingies. The red ones are the main ones. Don't touch them. But you go to your marker, and then you can pick up a shadow tree fragment. After that, just keep traveling forward and pass a couple flowers that like to headbutt people, apparently, and poison. And go after that, and you'll find 2 perfumers, and you can pick up Heal from Afar incantation. Head toward the right and through a little cave-like system and drop down a couple cliff edges and you will be in the bird-infested area. Just stay toward the right and hug this wall here. Run away from the dirty birdies, they're really mean. But you just keep on this ledge here and soon you will run upon the bug, which is right here. Talk to him, and he will give you Forager Brood Cookbook 5. And also a pearlescent scale, because that's always nice. Thanks, buddy. You're the best. Now it's time to break Miquellas' seal and progress some quest lines. You can break the seal by heading toward the Black Keep, and once you get into this area, the seal will be broken. Another way to break the seal is going into the underground of North Ruins and going to Bonnie Village. And if you progress past a few bridges here and make it to about this area right here, the seal will be broken as well, so I encourage you not to break the seal until you're absolutely ready. Because once you do break the seal, the quest lines of the NPCs will progress. After you broke the seal and you haven't gathered the other cookbooks, it's very important you do not talk to Moore until you gathered all the cookbooks up. Once you talk to Moore, he will move from his locations and it will be impossible to get his final cookbook. So with that being said, starting at the North Ruins, we're going to go into the underground section of this. You do this by calling your trusty steed and finding the big hole in the center of the town. Once you find this hole, you have to do a little parkouring, but you should be fine. There'll be a few doggos here, so beware. Just head down into this tunnel and just keep riding until you drop down to the very bottom. But you can pick up Golden Arcs incantation while you're down here. After you pick that up, just find a safe spot to drop down. Drop down again, and then just go the only way you can, through the tunnel that leads to a ladder. Once you reach the top of this ladder, you will be in Bonnie Village. So after you dropped down the hole at Morth Ruins and made your way through Bonnie Village, across the bridges, broken the seal, and past the fire golem and made it up here to the Church District High Road Site of Grace, we're gonna head up this way, toward the back entrance of the Black Keep. So call your trusty steed once again and head toward the little tunnel. But we're not gonna go through the little tunnel. Instead, we're gonna head toward our left. We're gonna run past these vicious doggos and climb up this little mountainside here. Keep going northwest, and eventually you should stumble upon the bug. This guy looks like he's in the ground. Not feeling so well, buddy. But he will give you the Forager Brood Cookbook 6. And a dew gem. Because that's always nice. While you in the ground, buddy, here, have a warming stone. Hope you get to feeling better. After you gathered all the cookbooks, you can return back to the main gate cross site of Grace and talk to Moore. Talking to him and selecting Talk to Moore option, and you will receive Forager Brood Cookbook 7. Before getting the cookbook, you will have to choose to tell him to move past his feelings or be sad forever. When you tell him to move past his feelings, he will help the Needle Knight lady fight you at the end of the game. But if you tell him to be sad forever, he will die and be curled up with that one Forager Brood guy that you had to use a warming stone on to heal. So, if you want to fight him at the end of the game, then tell him to move past his emotions. Or if you just want his armor and you want him to die, just tell him to be sad forever. And you can find him where that pest is at the Church of the Crusade, which would be right here on the map. Well, that's about it. If this video has helped you, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And until next time, have fun, my dudes.
Did you enjoy this video? Consider subscribing to the main channel at Mr. Nobody Elden Souls, where it's more focused on invading. Or the second channel at Nobody Elden Things, where its focus is on helping and will be the main hub for invading for dummies. Subscribe to both and I promise you will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching, my tarnished, and we will see you next time.
Like and subscribe or I'll deathblight you in your sleep. This message has been approved by the Mayor of Froggytown.